name of the show is The Way to Go. My name is Alan Bendich. I'm going to be your host. Tonight's guest is Nana, the beautiful Nana. She's a singer, pianist, and she's my guest on The Way to Go. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you for having me today.
So, that's great. So you're another person who I was introduced to from JT, right?
JT, what a lovely guy.
So how did you meet JT? I'm just curious about that.
JT and I met many, many years ago, and I've been watching his company expand and watching his Facebook, and I thought I messaged him a few weeks ago or a month ago, and I say, how are you? You know, let's meet up, and we met up and we had conversations, and then he says, well, you should be on my friend's show, and I said, well, that'd be great.
That's fantastic.
He's a wonderful guy.
Yeah, he's great. And I met him I was in a film at Tribeca Cinema, and he was sitting next to me, and that's how I met him. And we've been, good friends and collaborators ever since. So tell me about, you're a classically trained pianist, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so when did you start playing piano?
Well, I started playing piano officially on concert at the age of 4.
In concert?
In concert.
Oh my God! So
Yeah.
you must have been playing earlier.
Earlier, yeah, since I was like literally an infant.
Did your parents play music? Or?
My mom is a classically trained pianist. She was a teacher and a performing pianist. So I grew up around music and piano, and she used to prop me up next to the piano instead of the playpen to, so I could start hitting the keys, so my fingers would get stronger.
That's cool. I
So-
mean, so you always wanted, did you love the piano?
I think as a child, you don't love anything that takes time away from your playtime.
Right. So did your parents force you to play, or was that something like
I think it was more of a thing that I had to do, but
Right.
then as an adult, it grew into something that I loved to do.
Right.
And I was, when you're growing up, you don't appreciate the fact that you're, learning a craft because you'd rather be outside playing with the kids.
Right.
But now as an adult, I definitely appreciate the time that I invested and am able to use the instrument for my creative purposes.
Yeah, it's amazing. As you get older, you realize all these foundation things that happen
Yes.
when you were younger. They really help create the person that you are today. right?
Exactly.
So,
Well said.
so when you were 4 years old, what kind of audiences did you have? I mean, I'm amazed that you actually were in concert at 4.
Yeah, I was a little too short to actually get to the piano part, so they had to get a little prop-up stool so I could climb
That's cute.
and onto the piano. And I remember my first one was a success. I started playing Bach and Mozart, the earlier versions or the easier versions at
Right.
that time. And every 4 to 6 weeks, I would be performing in concerts since the age of 4.
So how big is your span?
I could go from C to D.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, I have very small hands too. When I played piano also when I was
Yes,
younger.
I heard.
But I had like little stubby fingers, but I still enjoyed playing. I mean, but also I hated practicing. I have to
Who
admit,
doesn't hate
I used to
practicing?
hate practicing.
Yes.
But, now that I have kids and I play like a couple of songs that I still remember from when I was younger, I mean, it's nice to have that in your back pocket because when you're brought up with music, it just stays with you forever.
It does. It does. It gives you not an edge, but it gives you more character.
That's it. So when did you make the transition from piano or from playing piano to becoming a singer?
I always loved to sing. I always sang along to my dad's records of ABBA and Beatles. So he used to play all those records. So singing and dancing and music was a complete package for me growing up.
Yeah.
And then I was very well influenced by Janis Joplin's, Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald. And at that time, I already started thinking, adding vocal to the mix of my craft is going to be my next journey.
So when did you make that transition? I mean, at what age did you decide at that point to really dedicate yourself to the craft?
The recording process actually for me, I wrote songs over the past years, so I was always writing songs and music. And then the past year, I actually just started recording and producing and did my music video. So this year has been a very busy year. Working on pop, on the pop aspect of the songs and the producing aspect.
So the people that you call like mentors, whatever, you know, Billie Holiday and Janis Joplin, they really weren't pop singers. They were more like, I mean,
blues yeah, raspy and
all that stuff.
Yeah.
So why did you choose pop versus, you know, any other style?
I wrote the music that I wrote, actually, good question, by the way. I wrote the music in more of the genres, as you would say, more of the bluesy aspects. When I got into the studio, I do love techno, I do love pop music.
Right.
So when I got into the studio, we decided to either write with the producer some new songs, some songs we took that were from me already, and we decided to make them more dancey and to put them into genres that more people can relate to.
So do you expect your music to be played in clubs?
Yes, yes. I just got my remixes done for Blessed Life, the music video we'll see later. Right. And I actually will be now recording the bluesy song very soon as well.
That's great.
So I definitely want to put out multiple types of music out there.
You don't want to be just pigeonholed into one type of, I mean, with your background in music, I mean, you probably could do many genres of music.
And then I aim to.
That's great. So, you're not from the United States, correct?
Well, I grew up in New York since I was 7.
Right.
So I consider myself a New Yorker, but I was born in Georgia, Europe.
So when did you make that? So your parents decided to come to the United States?
Yes, it definitely wasn't my idea.
Are they happy they made the move?
Yeah, they love it here. They made a home for themselves here, and you know, we've basically lived here for over 20-something years.
Do you live in the city?
Yeah, I live on the Upper East Side.
Oh, that's nice. Fancy. So, and do you, is your only occupation singing, or do you also supplement that by doing something else?
I work also in business aspects. You know, I learned a lot about business, and I'm trying, you know, working on some other activities that are related to skin and healthcare that are of interest to me. So I keep myself busy in creatively and, you know. Right.
I think, you know, a lot of artists, you know, it's tough to be an artist. I mean, it's because, you know, there's usually a ramping up, or, you know, it takes time to get to where you have to go.
Yes.
But, you know, maybe.
And I've only been at it a year, so.
Yeah, but let's, you know, like, I'm really excited to share your video that you brought with us. I mean, for someone who's only been here a year, I think our audience will really love to see what you brought to the table. So
yeah, and the video is a very special video. There's so many funny stories in between even getting it done.
Right.
But the video we produced with my boyfriend was a part of the video. He really helped to put all the elements together. And then we found a great producer, Chris Buchnick, and he's also from Germany. And he was actually traveling through the United States, and we shot the video while on his travels.
Wow.
So, and then the makeup artist was just amazing, and he's a very famous makeup artist, Victor Noble. He does the covers of Vogue and Elle. So it's thanks to him I look fabulous in every single shot. Like, he was, you know, fixing everything every 2 seconds. And
That's great.
And we had a 2-day shoot, and it had to be very quick. Right. And we decided that we incorporate some studio shots, and a friend of mine who actually is the owner of Contra Studios lent me his studio in the city. So we were able to do some in-studio shots. And then we decided to hit up the streets of New York, and we went up to 125th Street, and everything is really organic. These are the people that we met on the street that decided to be part of our video. So the people that you're going to see in the video are actually real wonderful people that we met just on the street, and we incorporated them into the video.
Well, you're really getting me excited about this. So, you know what, how about, like, let's show it to our audience.
Let's see
it.
it.
Okay, so here's Nana's video. And what's the name of the song?
Blessed Life.
Let's check out Blessed Life. Enjoy.
I believe thoughts create our reality. Though life gives us challenges, we could be reactive or proactive. We are here to shine, and this is how we give thanks to life.
Oh, blessed life, I'm here to shine. The hardships felt won't leave me blind. You give me hope to carry on. give me hope to carry on. Had my trials, been through it all. Flew too high before the fall. Open up to face my fears. No more time for tears. And oh, blessed life, shine your light down on me. Oh, blessed life, shine your light down on me. Oh, blessed life, shine your light down on me. Oh, blessed life, shine your light down on me. Oh, blessed life, I'm here to climb the steepest mountains, make things right. Push me forward when I'm weak. Guard my dreams when I'm asleep. Make me stronger, heal my wounds. Give me power, help me choose right from wrong, love from harm. Get me through this storm. And oh, blessed life, shine your light down on me. Oh, blessed life, shine your light down on me. Oh, blessed life, shine your light down on me. Oh, blessed life, shine your light down on me.
Well, I guess there was a really good reason why JT had you on the show. It was fantastic. That
Thank
was
you.
really, really great.
Thank you.
So do you have any other videos planned in the future?
Well, we're going to be releasing the other songs from the collection that I did, and I worked with great producers. So we have 3 other songs to release that are recorded and completed, and then I'll be back in the studio recording the acoustic song, which is more in the bluesy genre aspect, and it's just going to be me, a little bit of other beats behind it, and the piano and vocals. So it's going to be more of a raw, real, natural song.
So what? How do you pick the people who play on your videos?
The people that I work with are actually recommended by the most amazing person, Jeff Rapon. So I work under his direction, and he's the head of the Clive Davis Institute.
Oh my God.
So he recommends who I should record with, and I trustingly trust the producers, and I trust in their direction. I I have a very minimalist approach to the ego aspect of the art. If I decide to work with somebody, it's a team effort, and I allow the other person to give me their best and to give their input. And I would like the collaboration to be genuine, and that's how these songs were made, through the producer's input.
That's great. So do you ever think that your music might be expanded into film, or what dreams do you have about your music?
Well, the dreams that I have about my music are very tangible in my reality. I would like to receive a Grammy, multiple of them. I call the music that I'm working on music with a message. The music project actually has a goal. It's not just a self-advertisement that I'm doing for
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, it's not self-advertisement. I call the music I'm creating,
right.
It has a purpose, and
right.
the purpose, I call it music with a message. Right. And the purpose of any song that I create, it relates to the human experience on some level, whether it's brokenhearted, loneliness, a homelessness, or lost love, or whatever aspect that we're talking, or giving thanks to life and right. being down and out, but finding ways to keep going. So whatever the subject matter is, it always has a message that that I aim to relate to the right. human experience and give a message of somehow uplifting, to keep going, to find strength to move on. And that is why the first song that I've released out there is Blessed Life, because it kind of forms the stage of what this project to me is about. And the project is always to create music, art, that will speak to the audience on an intimate level.
Well, that's good, because I guess in a way also you'll get the satisfaction. Hopefully you'll get monetary satisfaction, but you'll also have the satisfaction of helping people.
That's exactly the goal. You said it right. The goal is to help people.
Right, and what better goal is there in life, right?
Exactly.
That's good. So, and in the process, you're helping yourself. So it's good.
Life has to be life is a balance of giving and receiving. Right. So while you're giving, you're able to receive as well.
At the same time, yeah. That's and a lot of artist friends of mine, whether they're actors or directors, that's a message that I hear, is that, you know, the way you get is what you give, you
yes.
know, and it is true. So so is this basically, are you a solo act in terms of, like, I mean, do you have a plan to have like a group of people that you work with, or are you looking to be just a solo act?
I always thought of myself as a solo act, but I always think in collaboration and in teamwork. Right. So I wouldn't mind teaming up with other musicians, other artists for certain projects. Right. I don't see myself having a band per se, right. but I do definitely see myself working with other artists.
Do you have favorite artists that you work with? Because even, I mean, I've known solo artists in my days in Hollywood and even out here that, you know, even though they were solo artists, they used the same bass player, or they used the same percussionists or whatever. I mean, do you have that kind of situation at this point?
No, I haven't like thought about having certain musicians, but there's definitely certain people I want to sing with. Right. Because I find in belting out tunes, it's great to have, you know, another person to sing with. So there's definitely people on my list that I would like to sing with. So
do you write all your music and all the lyrics as well?
Yes.
So,
and I co-wrote some of the other ones with the producers, but I definitely do write right. all the lyrics.
And with your classical training, I'm sure you're able to. I mean, the music must be multi-layered and all this stuff. So it must be incredible.
It's fun.
Do you write the music first or the lyrics first?
I write the lyrics first. You know, the way that I start writing a song is I decide on the subject matter. And then I try to weave a story from the subject matter into a song. So there's like a song that I wrote about homeless people. Right. And the goal of that song was to let the audience know what it feels like to be homeless. And I tried to basically weave a story out of that. There's other songs that I wrote about being in love and how unrequited love. And I weaved stories from that. So it's always, for me, the subject matter, and then a storyline, and then the music.
So it sounds like it's obviously very personal, but do you ever go and do you do research in any aspects of it, or does it all come from within? Or, you know?
It all comes from my personal experience, my observations of reality, of other people, just looking around. I never had to really research anything online to get inspirations. It mainly comes from just living.
So would you say that your work is, in a sense, autobiographical, or is it just observational?
It could be both.
Right.
Some of it is autobiographical, some of it is observational, and it's always about trying to find a way to uplift the other person. So it's not really speaking about me per se, it's speaking about something that we as a collective group can experience in our life, and then finding a way to work through that.
And have you had reviews or anything? Have people reviewed your work at this point?
I had a premiere for Blessed Life, which was very well received. I'm getting working on the remixes, getting featured on that soon. So the reviews have been. A fellow musician of mine recently told me he caught himself singing Blessed Life in the shower.
That's so cool.
So if another musician tells me they're singing my song in the shower, and in the morning, they said this is their morning song.
I remember I had been an actor in Hollywood, and then I stopped for 22 years. And the first time I acted again was at the New Hampshire Film Festival, and I was sitting in the audience with everybody because I hadn't seen it, so nervous. So what's it like for you? In terms of, do you ever get nervous, or do you ever are you ever concerned about how other people are going to view your stuff, or as an artist?
I guess, being on stage since I was 5 and being on stage every month, I don't get stage fright, but I do get nervous in terms of the actual performance part, and it's a good nervous. There's a big difference, though, what I experience in terms of recording artists versus classical piano. With recording artists, I found that you have so many chances to go back and keep perfecting it. Whereas in a classical pianist, you're on stage, you play it out, and that's it. There's no way to,
And I can relate, because I remember as a child, I did get stage fright while I was doing a recital, and I was stuck. And my parents were out there. My mother was. My father was working.
Good.
No, but I just stopped and I cried. And I think that was the last recital I ever did because of that.
We have to get you back on that piano.
I don't know about that.
We have to get you back on
It's funny because my son now plays in bands in college all the time, so he has no stage fright.
Wow.
But I'm like. The film, though, it's much like you said. Film is something different. Video is something different because you get a chance to
go back and redo it versus
Do you like that process?
It's different. I like being live. I like playing things, and it's that much more intense.
Right.
I like the energy behind that kind of live performance. Going back and being able to listen and fix and review is also an interesting aspect. It gives you It gives you an opportunity to really further perfect the sound or the song.
Now the question I have is, once you've perfected that song and it comes out exactly the way you want to hear it,
then you hope you get a Grammy for it.
And then you go on in concert. Is it difficult to recreate the perfection of the perfect performance on stage? It
is, and you aim that when you go on live, it's just going to be just as perfect as it is on the CD or on the song. And I learned that I like to improvise, so I decided that I'm not. Every time I'll go out and perform any song, I'd like to add new dimension to the live performance, because everybody will or have heard it already, the song. So it's good to make it different.
Right, and I guess sometimes, there'll be recordings of those performances also, and it's also nice to hear a little difference in the recordings.
Exactly, it's good to change it up.
So what does the future hold for you?
I hope good things.
I hope so too. I mean, what do you think? I mean, other than Grammys, Grammys is. I mean, do you want to just perform? Do you want to be a singer,
Yeah.
performer for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Isn't it great to know what you want to do?
It is.
You know,
it is. I've always knew it though. I always knew since I was a little kid. I knew that it was not going to be classical piano. I knew I was going to be singing and dancing on stage since I was a kid.
And see, I think a lot of young people are uncertain about, they have their dreams, but then they have the practicalities, that they've been, the parents have told them they, don't follow that, go that way because.
And people will tell you that,
Right.
but that's part of life. If you have certain dreams.
No, I mean, it's great when people follow their dreams. I mean, I'm doing that with my acting and stuff, but I also still have that practical side because of because of life. But I think most of the people who really succeeded that I knew in Hollywood and all that, they were people who just said, I'm going to follow my dream. I'm not going to worry about
The practicality of it.
the practicality of it.
Because I think everything just kind of works out.
In the end, I think if you give everything you got and you got something, you have a good chance of doing something or making a difference. And especially if you have talent. I mean, it must be great to have known at a young age and to also be able to have created music at such a young age. I mean, you had it in you all along. Are your parents supportive in what you're doing?
Yes, they're very supportive. And, I think they knew all along this was where it was going to lead eventually.
Right.
And, it just reminds me of the practicality part or following your dreams. There's a wonderful book by Voltaire called Candide. And the theme of that book is, all is going to work out.
Right.
Everything is going to be all right. So I think if you just keep believing and if you just keep working towards your dreams and just keep saying to yourself, it's going to be okay, it's going to work out, it's going to work out, eventually it will.
Thank you. You could be my psychiatrist.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I needed to hear that too. Everything's going to, I'm almost 60. I'm still wondering, is it going to work out? Is it still going to work out?
It never stops. It never stops.
My dad never worries
who's
about
amazing. Your dad is just amazing.
He's pretty cool.
He doesn't look a day over 50.
And he's an
99.
optimist. Right, he's 99. In 3 months he'll be 100. But he's an optimist. He believes. He's like you. He just believes.
Yes.
He's a believer.
And that's the first rule of creation is to believe.
That's it.
You have to believe.
Because if you don't believe, it's negative energy.
Exactly. And that is the purpose of the music, and that is the purpose of why I decided that I want to be an artist,
Right.
is that it's not only the expression of music, but it is to reach out on a mass level to humanity and inspire them to keep doing whatever, or keep going,
Right.
and to find that spark of magic and infuse people with it.
Going back to the beginning of the show, I mentioned JT. JT said, "Wait till you meet this young lady. She's
JT's amazing."
He was saying, she's like the best. She's going to be one of the best guests you ever had on the stage.
Oh, he said that?
He
Oh,
actually
he's such
said
a
it.
gem.
He said, "Wait till you meet her."
Oh.
But like everything else in life, things come to an end.
Yes.
But it was really nice to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, Alan. It was a real pleasure.
And there's only one thing left to say. That's a wrap. Good night, folks.